This week on Kentucky Afield, we're taking to the woods for our first turkey hunt of the year. There's nothing like hearing that first gobble in the distance. Next, we'll join deer biologists on the road and see how they're putting technology to work.
There's 4 deer right there.
Then, we're breaking out the kayaks and catching hybrids on Linville Lake. It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Right there is what it's all about.
Kentucky Afield. Every week, Kentucky Afield brings you features on hunting and fishing across the state.
What a nice fish.
It's an opportunity to hopefully get that bird in play.
Hey, we got another one over here.
There he is. Ooh, a nice one too. Boy, he's healthy.
What do we got? That was awesome. Got the first kill.
Barely made it out of the field.
Got one. Big smallmouth.
Very nice.
Double point, they're in there.
There they go.
Look at that joker.
Woo!
That's a good one there.
Look at that.
Whoa, this is a good one.
That's better than good, Chad.
Hello and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. When turkey hunting, whether on public or private land, knowing where a bird roosts and where it feeds will always increase your chances of success.
This morning, on the way to my first setup, there were 2 toms already in the field that just hit the ground, full strut. I didn't even get to make it all the way there. I had to sit down and try to call them a little bit, but there were also some hens. I couldn't see the hens, but I could tell the way they were acting. They kept making their way down this direction, so that ridge line right there is where I was set up, about 400 or 500 yards away. The birds were coming this way, so I made a move to try to get out in front of them. If there were those hens, they may go quiet for an hour or 2, and that's totally common when turkey hunting. So hopefully I'm out in front of them. I'll give a little bit of calling here and there, and hopefully when they finish up with those hens, I can get them to move to this field. This is a great hidden little field, perfect area for turkeys to pick bugs or whatever. And hopefully I can get them in this field. If I can get them in this field and they work this field edge, they'll get in range.
Bird right there.
What's that?
Right over the ridge line. Its head is popping
Oh,
up.
yeah. That's a gobbler, too. Strutting up. There we go. Oh. He's looking for us. Look how beautiful that bird, how much color it has. Oh, we've got birds gobbling all around. This little field is a perfect spot for these birds to strut. Now that bird is walking off and now he's coming our way, at least 120 yards away right now. I can't tell how long the beard is, but it doesn't matter. That's a mature gobbler right there. 60-yard range right now. We've got a bird that just walked barely on the edge of range to my right. I can't see him right now because of this tree, but a second bird is making its way from my extreme left. So literally got birds on both sides of the field right now. This could happen. Look right here. We got a hen coming out right here. That's better than a decoy as long as you don't drag them away. There's 3 of them stepping in the field. All right, they're bunched up. As soon as the one in the rear clears, I'm gonna shoot the one in the back. All right, the one in the back. Ready? Yep, go for it. Look, watch this. They're gonna kick the crap out of that bird. Watch it. This is real typical in turkey behavior. When one bird seems wounded, the other ones just try to start beating the crap out of it, and that's what you got. You got 2 dominant turkeys that are trying to show their dominance over the wounded bird. Oh my God. I'll tell you what, that's what makes turkey hunting so exciting. Here we sat up here and thought that we missed our chance. We had that tom work its way all up the field, veered off to the right, didn't get a shot, but we heard these birds gobbling. And they came in and it turned out to be 3 birds. They paraded right out in front of us, standing side by side. Had a rough time trying to pick out which one I was gonna get a clean shot at. Finally got an opportunity, bird stuck its head up, pulled the trigger, and the other 2 started flogging it. What an awesome start to this turkey season. All right, there those other birds go. All right, let's go out there and check out the bird. Oh, there it lays. Oh man. Well, what a nice, beautiful, mature gobbler. It's got a pretty nice beard on it. All 3 of these birds were about exactly the same size. I didn't care which one I took. I just wanted to make sure it was a nice clean shot where I only got 1. Big, beautiful fan on this bird. What an awesome start to the season. You know, it's early, got a long season, may try to get out and take another bird, but if I don't see another turkey the rest of the season, this year has been a blast.
Wildlife biologists use a host of metrics to try to calculate deer densities, but with new technology, that process is becoming much more efficient.
So tonight we're using thermal cameras. They're roof mounted. We're gonna run about 15 miles of routes here in Garrard County. So we base every decision that we make for deer off of a myriad of things, one of which being our population reconstruction model that we do. And there's a lot of different inputs that go into it, but basically that spits out a number as to whether or not there's too many deer, too little deer, or just the right amount of deer in a county. And before we go and bump a county, either more liberal or more conservative bag limits, we like to get some actual data on the ground, and that's what we're doing tonight. So we're doing a deer density survey, much like a spotlight survey, but with some new technology, and we'll get out here and see what we can find. You ready?
Yep.
So when we start, you're gonna click route.
Yep.
Okay, when we see a deer, you're gonna click unknown deer, and then you gotta click done up in the right hand. So there's a big group, you gotta remember that. Unknown, done, unknown, done. And we're gonna click the record button on the computers and the route button at the same time. 1, 2, 3, boop. All right, so now we're recording video and we're recording the route. Garrard County, the county that we're in, there's different types of habitat. You know, there's a lot of cattle country, but there's also big chunks of forest. Basically, we looked at a map and did our best to draw these routes to encompass a representative area throughout the county. You know, it would take months to try and count every deer in the county, so we try and get a good sample based on the landscape and how that represents the county as a whole, the management unit as a whole. So for Garrard County, we've got a mixture of cattle country like we're looking at right now, and then we're gonna get into some more wooded area that's gonna represent another section of the county. Yeah, there's a bunch of cows right there. Hey, there you go, there you go. There's 4 deer right there. Check that out. We're gonna mark that we got a deer. Like that. That's what we're looking for. The app gives us the ability to not only track the route and track the deer that we see on the route, drops a pin right where we see the deer, but it takes weather for us, wind, how fast we're moving, all the metrics that we would have to stop and take during a traditional spotlight survey. They're all being recorded right now as we're driving down the road. So it's making this process a lot more efficient for our staff, and it's making the data a lot more reliable, where we're gonna be able to come and run these exact routes year after year, do the exact same thing, and have data that we can, you know, reliably compare year over year over year. That's a deer way out there. Yeah, see.
There's a deer down on a creek. See it walking?
There's a deer. Yeah, there's one. Bedded up on the hill right there. And then let's bump on up. I think that'll be another one there. So that's a second deer that's bedded on this hillside right here, it looks like. And then can't really tell what's in here. That looks like at least 2, maybe 3 something. So we'll mark that and go back and look at it on the video to see. Kayak, pull on forward. There he is. There he goes. Okay, I got 3 deer over here. 1, 2, 3. And that is a rabbit or something, like 20 yards ahead right there. But those are deer. We just finished out here in Garrard County, last route of the night. We're gonna download and log all these videos, compare them to the real-time counts that we took tonight, and kind of come to a consensus on how many deer we were able to see. We'll take the routes that we ran put them into our mapping software, figure out how much we were able to see, and then from there we'll be able to get a real-time density of what's going on in Garrard County. Quite a few deer tonight. Excited to get back to the office and see what it all comes out as. All right, so we are back at headquarters this morning after the Garrard County thermal survey. I've had time to review the footage, and we were able to pick out quite a few more deer than we thought we saw. So that's a good thing, the ability to be able to come back and review the footage and count deer again just to confirm. So now we know how many deer we saw on these routes. What do we do now? From there, we'll take the route that we ran off of the app that we used during the survey. We drop the route into this mapping software, say how far the camera was off the ground, and it uses a LiDAR layer in our map to determine what we were able to see. Depending on the topography, vegetation, this was our visibility on the route that we ran right here. So now, thinking back to math class, you've got your area, you've got the number of deer inside that area, so now we can figure out our density. Turns out this survey was really supportive of our population reconstruction estimate. It indicates that the county has reached a threshold that it probably needs to be bumped to the next zone, a more liberal zone, zone 2, to try and get some deer taken off of the landscape. The main reason that we are trying to keep deer at a manageable level is for the herd health and the landscape health. So you'd imagine you put too many cows in a field, they're gonna overgraze it pretty hard. Same thing happens to the landscape when we have too many deer. That's our goal in the deer program, is to find that balance between having enough deer for hunters to be satisfied when they go out, they're seeing deer, they're harvesting deer, but also keeping it at a level that is manageable to where they don't overpopulate and don't start causing all the problems that come with overpopulation.
Spring is a great time of year to chase hard-fighting fish from a kayak.
We're out here today in Rockcastle County. What a beautiful morning to be fishing here on Linville Lake.
Oh yeah, gorgeous morning.
You know, you fish out of a kayak quite a bit, and I was told that you catch hybrid striped bass here on Linville Lake out of a kayak.
Absolutely, I troll for them. I've caught some on chicken livers, but recently I've been trolling for them out of the kayak, and I've had the phenomenal days.
Hybrid can get really big, and Linville, even though it's a small lake, has a good population of hybrid striped bass that are stocked. So I mean, this kayak is really set up for this. Now
Yep.
you actually have a drive system on yours, a trolling motor.
Yep.
Our power source is a little different today. Mine's Gatorade and Snickers bars.
You're right.
Yours is a lithium battery with a Minn
Yeah.
Kota. And I might need some Ben Gay before the day's
Right,
over.
right. Mine's the easy way out.
But you know, this is gonna be a lot of fun. So we're gonna ease up this bank. Let's go see if we can't locate a fish and maybe get hooked up. What do you
All right.
think?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna follow you.
All right.
Maybe way behind you.
We'll see.
All right, we'll see.
Here we go. Fish on.
Feel like a pretty good fish?
I don't think it's a giant. Sometimes you never know about these fish.
Tell you what though, he's got that rod bent over.
Yeah, it's a small one.
So that fish is probably what, 8 inches?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Well, next year, about this time, he could be 14 inches high.
Oh yeah. But you know what, when you're trolling, these fish still hit so hard, it had your rod bent over pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Well, that's a good start.
Yep, good start. It's promising.
That is promising.
Look at them, all them marks. Nope, I believe I got one, I believe.
Got a fish?
Think so.
Is that a little bass?
Yep.
Can look like a spotted bass, sure does. Not exactly what you were after, but hey,
No.
there's nothing wrong with an accidental catch. especially with kayak fishing.
Right. It's always a plus with the kayak, ain't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Pretty fish.
There you go. It's supposed to be 80 degrees today.
Yeah.
Are those hybrids
There
out
may
there
be
jumping?
hybrids hitting the top in the jumps.
Yeah, sure is. We may have to go over and try to hit those.
That's where we turn, we'll go that way.
Here we go. I'll tell you what, this is not a very big hybrid, but there's still a tussle in a kayak.
Oh yeah, that's the fun part about it. Oh yeah, that's good.
Looky there. What's that, about 14
That's
inches?
about 14
probably?
inches right there. Yep, it sure is. Yep.
Now the crazy thing about these is that fish right there could be 1.5 years old. That's how fast they grow.
Yeah, that's just amazing.
And that's why they're put in here. They're pretty voracious eaters.
Yep.
They have fast growth rates. They're fun as they can be to catch. And they're really good to eat.
Really good to eat.
You want to take a couple of these home?
Yeah, I got a bait bag right there with ice in it.
All right.
Right on the front.
And you know what? They're put in here to eat because they're really, really good. They serve a purpose in helping reducing your shad population, and they're really, really good.
They're really great to eat. Now, put him right down in there.
Awesome. Now they're coming up out here. Now we came down here planning on trolling, but we didn't realize they were going to be
in the jumps.
Coming up in the jumps like this.
That's right.
That good fish there.
This is what it's about right here.
That is right there. If they don't put a smile on your face, you don't like the fish.
You don't like the fish, that's right.
It's a good fish.
Yeah. Right there is what it's all about. Now the next best thing, taking it home and eating it.
There you go.
Yep, that's the resource.
Oh, he's got one.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go. We saw some jumps, came out here and quickly caught a couple. Looks like they've gone back down. You think we should troll out here where we last saw the fish or go back to the bank?
I'm seeing some activity kind of up there a little bit.
All right.
We just kind of troll around out in this deeper water and see what we get up, because they are still here. They just went down a little bit.
And that's typical when the sun gets up higher.
Yep.
That typically happens. But
Yep.
that doesn't mean the fish are gone. They're here and they're probably still feeding.
They're just down deeper.
They're down deeper.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, you start a path and I'll jump in right behind you.
Okay.
Here we go. Fish on. Man, he hit that bait and actually missed it. And he came back and hit it again. Now this is a much smaller fish. I'm not even sure it's a hybrid, but he's aggressive. Here we go. Nice, beautiful fish. Man, he just inhaled that bait. Literally, it's gone. We're out here in the middle. We were trolling the banks. We were throwing 1/8 ounce baits. Now right here deeper, and the fish are a little bit deeper, so I moved up to a 1/4 ounce head. So I'm getting a little bit deeper, trolling a hair slower. In the first 100 yards, picked one up, so perfect.
Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. Here we have longtime friend of Kentucky Afield, Mr. James Denton. He went out and doubled while hunting with his son, all while using his walker. Congratulations. Here we have 10-year-old Max Donald. He took this nice turkey from the family farm in Finchville, Kentucky. Congratulations. Ty Boswell from Bullitt County took this 40-inch striper while fishing on Lake Cumberland with a family. Nice job. Check out this giant crappie that was over 3 pounds and caught at Taylorsville Lake by Travis Beam. Beautiful fish. Check out Gabe Stodgel. He got this nice gobbler who happened to have a band on it. Nice job. When turkey hunting, doubles are hard to come by, but here is a triple from Adam Bennett, his dad, and his cousin. Great job. Derek Chapman said the morels are up. He took this picture compared to this L8 soda can. Joe White said he had a turkey season he'll never forget. He took this beautiful double beard in Boyle County. Here we have a nice largemouth bass that was caught at Laurel River Lake. This fish was caught by Merrill Lee Mills. Nice job. Spring is a great time to be outdoors here in Kentucky. Make sure you're planning your adventure now. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.